Hey guys!
What's up, guys? We are back for another Rangers postgame video.
Yes.
And what a great game it was.
Yes.
My goodness. Also a concerning game at the same time. So Rangers wrapping up their 4-game road trip in the West. You know, we had to deal with the Knights, the Kings, the Ducks, and the Sharks. So the Rangers 2 for 2 on that road trip. And no, it's not over yet. It's never over. Let's make a quick stop at Philly as we face the Flyers away for the last part of the 5-game road trip. So, a lot to talk about with this game. We'll talk about the road trip before we get to this point here. Because we haven't done a post-game video in a while. So
because they
sorry,
were
guys, they were late
games.
games at 10:30, 10 o'clock starts. So we just didn't have the energy or the will to put up with the games, even when they lost. So Rangers finished 2 for 2 on the west side of the road trip. They had losses against the Kings and the Knights. I granted to say maybe you should have beat the Kings. The Knights is a tough team. They lose that one, but they have wins against the Anaheim Ducks and the San Jose Sharks. So, you know, anytime a team goes into the West, you know, at least, you know, an Eastern team, like, because obviously we live in the East, so I imagine it's the same way for them when they come see us and the Hudson Valley rivalry and all that. It's a rough trip, you know, the time schedules and all that. So I always say, like, if they finish 500, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, we were saying that. Yeah, even before they finish the games.
Even before that, you know, you have a potential 8 points up for grab, but like I'm glad that they got 4 of them.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Because it is, they're tough teams. It's a tough time schedule to get adjusted to.
Except the LA Kings. I think we should have won that game.
Yeah. Yeah. But. You know, at least we got the other two. And then...
I mean, it's rough that I mean, at least we got the other two, which against a very talented Ducks team.
Yeah.
And then the Sharks also, who are no slouches either. So then here we come to Philly to face our rivals, the Philadelphia Flyers, which, again, I think is the best rivalry for the New York Rangers, not the Devils, not the Islanders. I'm more particular to this rivalry here against the Flyers. You know, you go talk about the Flyers, you go back to the 70s, the Broad Street Bullies and all that stuff. A team that is struggling, though.
Yeah.
The Flyers, a struggling team.
Came in tonight on a 6-game losing streak.
Yeah, exactly. A 6-game losing streak, and the Rangers are just bouncing back off their win after the Sharks one day before that. So here we come. A very beatable team here for the Rangers, you'd think in hindsight. But again, the rivalry always plays a part here. And again, people on the stream were like, this is an easy win, this is an easy win. I'm like, there's no such thing as an easy win in this league. I say that all the time. Like, maybe baseball, maybe football, you know, you know you're going to blow out an opponent for sure. But in hockey, you just never know. Errant bounces, fortuitous bounces, puck luck, hockey gods, all this shit comes into play, whatever you believe in. Things are different in hockey. So we'll start off the game. Rangers come out, score the first goal.
Yeah. Looking good. Coming out looking good.
Had the Flyers pinned down. They had 5 shots. Flyers at one point had nothing.
Yeah, to 0.
Shots.
Yeah.
No shots. Flyers would eventually get a shot about halfway through the first. But then, lo and behold, Rangers get a power play. Have not scored a power play in 4 games. 4 games. Probably the longest drought they've had all season going without a power play goal. And then, of course, we get the classic Fox Panarin. Zibanejad rifles one right by Carter Hart, and that would put the Rangers up 1-0.
Yeah, yeah.
And good to break that streak, first of all, of the power play goal streak, and Zibanejad continues to stay hot.
Yeah.
He's been great. He's been great since that Tampa game with the hat trick. So then we'll move along here, and then not the dying end of the period, but Oscar Lindblom. I'm pretty sure he used to play for the Rangers. I'm not sure. I was questioning it if he did or if he didn't. But either way, he would tie the game. He would tie the game for the Flyers off of kind of just a commotion in front of the net, backhand. Shesterkin had to make the save. Rebound was there. He knocked it in. Not much Igor could do, and that would break the shutout streak.
Yes. Sad to see that. I really wanted to win tonight, but I really wanted Igor to continue with his shutout streak. Having shutouts his past 2 games, but I was like, okay, you know, hopefully we'll get a win.
At that point, you just want the W.
Exactly.
Did you see what the numbers were on the shutout streak? It was
No.
137 minutes.
Oh, wow.
He went
Wow.
137 minutes because he had shut out Tampa before that.
Yep.
Got the COVID,
Yeah.
of course, like everybody is fucking doing. And then he shut out the San Jose Sharks. So those were his back-to-back starts. You know, it's weird because it was such a long time between starts because of the COVID after the Tampa game.
Yeah.
But like I forgot about that. I was like, oh shit, like he is on a shutout streak.
Right.
Like they mentioned it after the game, and I was like, oh fuck, I forgot that was the last game he played.
Yep.
And normally I'd be on top of that shit, but that was like weeks ago, like
Right.
a week and a half ago, maybe 2. So I'm like, oh, all right, so he's on a shutout streak. But yeah, then Lindblom would score, and then there 137 or an hour and 37 minutes of shutout streak. No, more than that. But
He said 137 minutes, so it would be an hour and 40 minutes plus 37, so it was over 2 hours.
Yeah, streak gone there, but again, still had to stand tall here to get the W. And then no scoring in the second. There really wasn't much to talk about in the second period.
No, there were a couple of big moments, I feel. A couple of exciting moments, a little bit, but otherwise it was pretty...
Let's talk about Chytil before we get into it.
Yeah.
Chytil had a glorious chance when he was like kind of on a breakaway. He had a defender breathing down his neck. And he tried to go 5-hole. The puck went through, hit the post, sat there on the red line, and Keith Yandel, former New York Ranger, I know that for a fact, former New York Ranger, swiped the puck out of the net. And you're just like, wow, Chytil can't get a goal. He can't buy a goal. He can't find a goal. He can't open a goal. He can't have a goal on him. He can't be ranged with a goal. Anything with a goal has nothing to do with Chytil at this point.
A player could have sneezed and it would have crossed over the
line. It was
line.
that close. It was, yeah.
But,
so then you're like, what the fuck, you know? And then, so like no scoring in the second. Rangers would get a power play at the end of that second. They did not convert. Sharks would get one too. They did not convert. Only power play. Credit to the Rangers team. They only took one penalty that entire game, and I think it was Miller.
Yeah, it was.
I think it was Miller.
Yep.
We'll get into that another time with what's going on with Keandre Miller. I'm not going to get into that too much on this. He needs to figure out some stuff. So here we go into the third. Again, I thought it was a good start for the Rangers going into the third. Flyers are pressing, and again, Rangers are pressing at the same time. Both teams are pressing and being a Rangers fan, you don't want to see this team lose to the Flyers.
No, and I was scared about that too with the 6-game losing streak because they're bound to win one at some point. You start thinking about
math.
Yes, exactly, and I did not want to be tonight.
I completely agree. I thought the same thing. I was like, well, they're on a 6-game losing streak. Before that, they were on a 10-game losing streak. Obviously they must have mixed in a win here and there, or else it would have been a 16-game losing streak.
Right.
So you're thinking about this team is desperate, has nothing to lose.
Which is sometimes the scariest teams. Yeah.
Exactly. You're playing loose. You're just there to play. It reminds you of like, oh, I'm just here to play,
Right.
Those are the teams you got to watch out for. Rangers have everything to lose. In hindsight, maybe. I mean, they're top of the division. Top of the Metro. Top of the league soon. So, yeah, that's how the Rangers are. And you don't want to lose to this team. You don't.
No.
And then York would score a goal from the point for the Flyers about 9 minutes left in the third. And again, I was deflated by that goal. I was really deflated. I was like, oh, goodness, are the Rangers really going to do this right now? Like, are they going to have to pull a goalie with like 3 minutes left to try to tie this up?
And that was his first career goal.
Career goal. His 5th NHL game, by the way, for York over there on Philadelphia. So again, credit to him, young kid playing his game, getting a chance, and making the best of it. We could say that with Schneider, who again was in the lineup tonight. Yeah. Brendan Schneider in the lineup. He played his first game against the Sharks. First game, first goal. Good for him.
Yeah.
Coaches liked what they saw.
Yeah.
Back in the lineup here. And also, real quick, just Reeves came back in the lineup, and so did Gauthier.
Yeah.
And Gallant back also off from COVID protocol. Yeah. So it's nice to have those guys back as well.
Yeah. But Schneider, I think he made a good save, kind of, helping tonight. He did, and also he had a good shot, I think, yes.
Yeah, no, he had a couple of looks, man. I like Schneider's game because, like, he reminds me, like, he's kind of like, I know it's going to be a lot of slack for this, like, but like Leach, you know, like he creeps in from the blue line. Like, he's out there defensively. Obviously, he's a defenseman. He plays the blue line. He's on the right side. So he kind of, like, snakes his way in. And if somebody can find him, then there you go. Like, the goalie's particularly not looking for that shot. So, if, like, he can get into a scoring position from the blue line, maybe 10, 15 feet in, hit him and let him get the shot. He had no problem shooting the puck tonight. Again, which I was very impressed with Brendan Schneider.
Yep.
If he gets the puck on his stick, he throws that shit to the net, you know, and it doesn't get blocked. It doesn't, you know, like, he gets it to the net somehow or deflect or something. That's what I've seen from him over the past 2 games. Again, it's only 2 games.
Right.
You know, but he's a young prospect. The Rangers have been hyping him up.
But it was nice to see it in the second game, that it wasn't just a first game fluke.
It
was
exactly.
Yeah, so.
It wasn't a first game fluke. He played a strong game again tonight.
Yep.
So then, like, now we're going, you know, so like we said, York had scored the goal for the Flyers. So now we're going, you know, 9 minutes left in the third, and the guy we've been shitting on, literally, we kind of had a shit fest on him the entire stream, which I feel bad about doing in hindsight now because I projected him to have a good season, and I like him as Philip Hedl ties the game off of a tic-tac-toe play. Strome, Panarin, Hedl, tic-tac-toe. There it is in the net. I mean, you couldn't have drawn up any better for Philip Hedl to get his 4th, if you can believe it, only his 4th of the season.
Yeah.
To tie the game with like 7-8 minutes left in the third.
Yeah.
And
so it was a good time to score, and it was maybe like 30 seconds or so after
York had scored.
Yes.
Yes. It was right after York scored.
Yep. So it was great because the Flyers were up, and then we quickly took that away from them. They had no time to enjoy it or get hyped up.
Exactly.
Which is so important, especially with less than 10 minutes left in the third.
And that's what you call a response goal. Like, because you don't want the Flyers to settle into, like, oh, now we have the lead. Let's start playing, like, maybe, like, not defensive hockey, but 1 man or 3 men back, maybe 2 men up, like, kind of deal. So it was good that the Rangers and Hedl came right down and got that goal.
Yeah.
So like you said, there was no time to be like, oh, we have the lead.
Right. Exactly.
Because now you don't.
Yeah. Yep. Which was very important at that moment because you know then it became just trying to hold it or score. But yeah.
And then after that, we go in, and lo and behold, what we talked about this entire season. And again, real quick, I just want to say the first line played amazing in this game. You know, that's the guys you want to play good. Kreider, Zibanejad, and Kakko, as much slack as Kakko's getting, and all the shit that Kakko's getting, again, he's one of those players that are putting up points. Maybe not as significantly as, like, how Hedl's been doing it, but nobody talks about Kakko, you know?
Right.
You know,
that's true.
because he's on the first line. Yeah. He had a great assist tonight on the game-winning goal. He got it to Zibanejad, or he got it to Fox. Fox shot it. Kreider in front. Of course, Kreider doing what he does. Deflects the puck in. Carter Hart didn't have a chance with it. 24th of the season for Kreider. The game-winning goal. That would be the game-winning goal here for the Rangers. Even after Philly had pulled the goalie. Again, just great comeback kids, as people were calling them in the stream. The comeback kids here, man. We go into the third. You lose the lead, the tie, you know.
Yeah.
And then here you are battling back. You not only do you tie it, but you close it out and even avoid the overtime.
Yes. Yep. No points going to Philadelphia.
No points going to Philly.
Rangers shut it down early with no overtime, getting 2 points so they can finally go home.
Exactly, and now we can finally go home.
Yeah.
Monday night. Rangers will be at MSG finally, and it feels like it's been forever.
Yeah.
It really does. Those West Coast trips, those 10:30 games, it makes you feel like, wow, man, when are these boys going to be able to go back home and play in New York?
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, on the West Coast games, we can feel it too.
Yeah.
It's not like when it's an East Coast game, it's like, are they home or are they, are they visiting?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not that I forget that much, but you kind of can much more easily than when it's a really late night game. So
the thing is, like, you kind of get like sucked into like the cycle of it. It's like, oh, well, it's another 4 games at 10 o'clock or later.
Yes.
You know, you had 2 games at 10, 2 games at 10:30. So like you kind of get that, and then like coming home not coming home, but coming to the East Coast. Oh, 7 o'clock game against the Flyers. But either way, regardless, great game here for the Rangers. It was a comeback win, now 2 in a row for them. Yeah. Sitting up top the Metro. And again, just before we shut this post game off, this post game off, I just want to talk about how great the Rangers are, man. Nobody fucking thought they would be where they are right now. They're one of the most dominant teams in the NHL. Again, you have people like Colorado. I get Colorado is a really good team. I understand that. I understand, that like Carolina is a really good team. We're dealing with them too. Washington is breathing down our neck too. But we are ahead of Washington. Great 8, Alex Ovechkin, chasing Gretzky's record. I get that. One player can't win a whole team. Right. This team has battled so hard, and we were talking on the stream. This is a complete 180 from what we saw last year with the Rangers. We're the Rangers. How many 1-game losses? Yeah. If the other team scored 2 goals last year, we were like, that's probably it, man. We're good for like 1 goal a game. 2 tops if we're having a good night.
Yeah.
So, again, just a huge turnaround here. And the coaching.
Yes.
The coaching has a huge part.
Huge.
Gallant has really, really made this team buy into how he structures and how a team should play hockey.
Right. I think, like, as a fan of any team, you know what I mean, you're always going to hope that your team does better. And looking at last year, it felt like, maybe in 2 or 3 years, this team will be better.
Exactly.
No, here we are. Totally different team. Seems like they made 2 or 3 years worth of progress in one year, in one off season.
You call that a leap year, right?
Yes.
Right. I don't know. I hear what you're saying, but yeah, this team has jumped up way further than where I projected. I projected to make the playoffs, but I'm expecting more from this team. I think they can at least get to the conference finals for sure against another Eastern team. So we'll have to see how it plays out here. But again, guys, thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for everybody on the stream.
Yes.
I know it's been a while since we've done a post game, but like we said, they're all 10 o'clock games.
Yeah.
So like, fuck off if you don't like that. Now it's 7 o'clock, and now we're doing a post game. So
yes,
we'll catch you on the next one on Monday.
Yes. Thank you everyone so much for all your support. Rangers are doing great. We're all excited. It's great.
Yes, it's a good time to be a New York Rangers fan.
Yeah.
Even if you just become a New York Rangers fan, Jesus, you picked a good time. So let's go Rangers, and we'll catch you on Monday. You guys have a good night.
Yes.
Peace out, guys.
Peace out. Have a good weekend.
Let's go Rangers.
Let's go Rangers.